ಗಣ್ಯರಾಗಿರಲು ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರವೇಶಾಣಿಗೆ ಸಜ್ಜಾಗಿದೆ. ಗೌರವ ರಕ್ಷೆ ವಂದನ ಶಸ್ತ್ರ.
Could I request Ms. Swati Sinha, Suruchi Suri and Arunab Ganguli to please escort Honorable Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Vibhu Bhakru, Chief Justice Karnataka High Court, and Honorable Justice Santosh Hegde and other dignitaries to the dais, please. Can I request everybody to be seated, please? May I request the delegates, please, to rise for the national song, Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Shikalam, Shyaamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhra Jyotsnam Pulakitayamini, Tulya Kusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Koti Koti Kantha Kala Kala Ninada Karale, Koti Koti Bhujai Vita Kara Karavale, Abala Kyanumarat Bole, Bahubaladharini Namami Tarini, Vipudalavarini Mataram, Vande Mataram. Tumi Vidya, Tumi Dharma, Tumi Riddhi, Tumi Marma, Tvam hi prana sharire, Bahute Tumi ma Shakti, Hridaye Tumi ma Bhakti, Tumaroi Pratima Gadi Mandire Mandire, Vande Mataram, Tvam hi Durga Dasha Praharana Dharini, Kamala Kamala रक्षिता जननी भरणी मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम्
Honorable Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Ubakro, Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court, Honorable Judges of the Karnataka High Court, Honorable Judges of the Delhi High Court, Honorable Justice Santosh Hegde, Mr. Shashi Kiran Shetty, Mr. A.K. Ganguli, Prashant Kumar, and Krishnan Venugopal, my friends, colleagues, academia, and dear students, namaste and a very good morning. Welcome to where algorithms try to give legal propositions, where ChatGPT drafts acts faster than we can think of. Today we ponder, can AI clear bar exams? Machines truly grasp ends of justice? Or will they just overfit the evidence? Let's discuss in today's seminar on artificial intelligence, prevention and resolution of disputes, being organized by UIA India chapter, supported by Bar Association of India and National Law School of India University. With these words, may I request Mr. A.K. Ganguli, the President UIA India chapter, to please welcome our chief guest, Honorable Justice Suryakant, the Chief Justice of India. So may I request you to welcome Honorable Justice Vibhu Bhakru, the Chief Justice, Karnataka High Court. Please welcome Honorable Justice Santosh Hegde, former Judge Supreme Court of India, the spirit and the backbone of UIA India chapter. We continue to draw inspiration from him. May I request Mr. Ganguli now to please give his opening remarks.
Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Vibhu Bhakru, Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court, Mrs. Justice Anu Sivaraman, all the Honorable Judges of the Karnataka High Court, and the Judges of the Honorable Delhi High Court, distinguished members of the Judiciary, Advocate General, Mr. Shashi Kiran Shetty, my dear colleague at the bar, and the esteemed delegates. It's a profound honor for me to welcome you at this seminar organized by the Union International de Avocat, the UIA India chapter, in an esteemed collaboration with and the support by the Karnataka Judicial Academy, National Law School of India University, and we are also practically grateful to Karnataka High Court Arbitration Center and Justice judges there who are heading this team. The Union International de Avocat, the UIA, was founded in 1927 in Brussels. Next year we will be completing a centenary. In 1927 this will be organized in Brussels. So we welcome all of you to join this big international event at Brussels, sometime in October 1927. The main goals of UIA are to promote the development of the science of law in all areas and to facilitate continuing education for lawyers. That's a great job that this association perform. Continuing education is must for everyone, both bar and the bench. As you are doing this in the academy on the judicial side, the bar should equally be responsible for undertaking that activity. Promote the independence and freedom of the legal profession throughout the world. There is magnificent work done by the UIA International, and we have amongst us one of the members, Amir Singh. He is part of this group of rule of law and who take care of ensuring that the member country members who are part of the UIA are protected from in their independence, etc. Sometimes he will give his speech when he is talking on the subject. To contribute to the establishment of international legal order based on the principles of justice between nations. There is steadily growing interest in the events organized by the UIA all around the world. Annually around 20 seminars like the present one. There are other events like training courses for lawyers, World Forum for Mediation Center, World Congress organized by the UIA annually, various parts of the world. As I said, the centenary would be in Brussels next year. UIA also conducts the bar leaders briefing, that's very important, at the United Nations headquarters, during which members of the UIA interact with the Secretary General and the other legal officers of the United Nations, and they discuss on issues of international law and kind topics. But the world of business is breaking down the national borders for itself. The world of lawyers who serve the business cannot be segregated. UIA is the foremost organization involved in bringing together lawyers from around the world on a common platform. This seminar is the latest in the series of several successful UIA seminars organized and hosted by UIA India chapter in Bengaluru in 2005. So we are back after 20 years to Bengaluru. And then also we had a topic, something related to information technology, the IT, because Bengaluru happened to be then the growing hub of information technology. Very similar to the topic that we will discuss today. The academy, we also had seminars in Jaipur, Kochi, Goa, New Delhi several times, and then in Mumbai year before last, where we had the privilege of Justice Chilkur as then was inaugurating that event in Bombay. We are fortunate to host this event at the Karnataka Judicial Academy. I must thank the Academy for their uninterrupted support. But for that, this was not possible at all. The Academy has taken the lead in driving the digital justice recently, equipping over 4,400 members of the judiciary and the bar with the advanced e-court service training. Its focus on integrating the technology and into the daily workflow of our courts is precisely the foundation required for the AI-driven future for all of us, which we will be discussing today in detail. Likewise, we have the National Law School of India University, which continues to define the academic frontier of this training, though through JWS Center for the Future of Law, National University is actively shaping the national conventions and the AI governance, having recently participated in the India AI Impact Summit in 2026 in New Delhi. By introducing specialized courses like large language models and the future of law, National Law School is ensuring that the next generation of legal minds is equipped with both ethical framework and the technical competence of this. We are thankful to the National Law School for doing that. Just one more incident. Incidentally, I will mention to you, since we are talking about the National Law School. It so happened when we had the chairman of the Bar Council of India, Mr. Ranjit Mohanty. I was nominated as a member in one of the committees of Education Committee. And it is at that committee that first we deliberated how to improve the quality of the bar. One reason that is found was appealing to all, lack of commitment. In those days, people would do all kinds of activities elsewhere, and then when they don't succeed elsewhere, law is the last. So therefore, you have definitely had an impact on the quality of performance of the bench and the bar both. Because after all, the bench is, they're fed by the bar. So quality of the body that decides also what is the quality of the bench. So then it was thought that if you have a commitment from good committed students, good students, you might ensure a quality at the bar. So that's how it all started. And thanks to Justice Venkatramayya, who had a very important role to play in this regard in establishing this National Law School in Bengaluru. The turn of this seminar series in Bengaluru after 20 years is significant. Bengaluru is the now center for the technological frontier, where many ideas will be discussed. So I don't want to go into detail because you will be hearing on in the technical sessions. I welcome all of you and thankful to all of you for having graced the occasion and for your participations. And we are deeply obliged to all these institutions who are fully supporting us, including the Judicial Academy, National Law School, and also the Arbitration Center of Karnataka. Thank you so much.
With these opening remarks, may I request the Honorable Chief Justice of India, the Honorable Chief Justice of the Karnataka High Court, Justice Santosh Hegde, to please come and light the lamp with the other dignitaries. May I request the Advocate General, Mr. We have a message from Honorable Justice M.N. Venkatachalaya. I must say we are very grateful for his time on that. Could I request it to be please played on the screen?
Contemporary history, when the scientists at Los Alamos broke into the secret of the atom and exploded a nuclear device, Albert Einstein remarked that humanity had acquired the power to destroy itself. René Cassin, the French internationalist and the chief draftsman of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, was asked why the world needed such a declaration. In a great understatement, he said that the world needed the declaration because men are not always good. The current scenario of death and destruction in the world justifies that subtle cynicism. John Marshall's famous line on democracy as the ultimate expression of the liberal human spirit was that in democracies, which all the world confirms to be the most perfect work of political wisdom, equality is the pivot on which the grand machine turns. Justice, it is said, is the greatest interest of humans on the earth. In the past, lawyers, both as advocates and judges, have protected the cherished values of our civilization and fought against the forces of tyranny as if their own lives were in danger. Democracy is to the polity what oxygen is to human life. Separation of powers in government is the hallmark of evolved political wisdom, combining the legislative, the executive, and the judicial powers in one hand is the very definition of tyranny. Ladies and gentlemen, the course of the current mind-boggling technological transformation are unpredictable. But one thing is certain, AI will profoundly alter the way we look at the world. It's a great privilege and opportunity for the legal community, lawyers and judges, to protect society from the harmful consequence of drastic, unpredictable influence of technologies which are intrinsically ethics neutral. By and large, the constitutional rights of the citizenry are safe in the hands of our judiciary. Speaking of the doctrine of the supremacy of the Supreme Court of the United States, it was commented that it is easier to speak of the solar system without the sun than the American Constitution without the doctrine of the supremacy of the Supreme Court of the United States. This conclave has a great task on its hands. The breathtaking advances in technologies will profoundly alter the way we look at the phenomenal world. These raise imponderable issues, yet it provides a precious opportunity to restore and reaffirm our faith in the goodness of human nature and prevent us from worshipping doubt or surrendering to agnosticism. As an immediate action, the leaders assembled here will find ways to influence political leaders of the great powers of the world to resolve international conflicts peacefully and in civilized ways. More importantly, this body of professional experts should provide solutions for the staggering pendency of disputes before the courts and tribunals in the country. I convey my good wishes for the success of this important event.
Thank you, sir, for your good and kind wishes. We also have a message from Mr. K.K. Venugopal, the President of Honor of the UIA, and one of the...
and President of the UIA India chapter, and his excellent team for having organized this seminar on a subject of vital significance: artificial intelligence, prevention and resolution of disputes. I am also thankful to the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, for having agreed to take out time from his very busy schedule to inaugurate the event. It is commendable that the Indian arm of the oldest international association of lawyers in the world, the Union International des Avocats, has taken the lead to engage in this important conversation on the evolving relationship between artificial intelligence and the justice ecosystem. Artificial intelligence is rapidly transforming the way we function and has shown great transformative potential in multiple areas of human endeavor. The legal system cannot be an exception. I believe that software tools powered by artificial intelligence can help strengthen the legal system and reduce the delays which have come to plague them. We must, of course, ensure that these technologies are adopted in a manner that is consistent with the highest ethical principles, transparency and accountability. The seminar provides an invaluable opportunity and platform for the exchange of ideas and experiences among scholars, domain experts, and the brightest legal minds. Eminent judges, senior advocates, and other experts will be speaking to each other at the sessions. I am sure that the seminar is an exciting opportunity for all participants to share thoughts and experiences, brainstorm ideas, and also to explore the beautiful garden city of India, that is Bangalore. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Could I request Mr. Krishnan Venugopal to please address the delegates?
Honorable Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court, Justice Vibhu Bakru, Honorable Mr. Justice Santosh Hegde, retired Judge of the Supreme Court, Honorable Judges of the High Court of Karnataka, Honorable Judges of the High Court of Delhi. It is a great privilege for me to be here today as the national representative of India to the Union Internationale des Avocats. We must thank Justice Suryakant, who has always been very kind to the UIA India chapter in coming to address us at various seminars that have been held in previous years as well. Justice Bakru as well has been extremely kind to us in the past in helping us organize seminars in Delhi when he was the head of the Delhi International Arbitration Center. And he continues to help us even today as the Chief Justice of Karnataka. I must thank also Mr. Shashikiran Shetty, who has been instrumental in helping organize this seminar in Bangalore. Without his help, we could not have managed to do it either. And most importantly, Mr. Ganguli has been the guiding spirit of UIA India as the President of the UIA chapter, President of the UIA India chapter, as well as a counselor to the President of the UIA international body as well. It is under his guidance and leadership that we have been able to keep the UIA as an important part of the legal ecosystem in India and increase the membership of the UIA both internationally and in India. I would also like to thank Ms. Mamta Tiwari and Ms. Swati Sinha, who have both been instrumental in organizing the seminar in Delhi, together with Mr. Shreyas Jayasimha from Karnataka, who took the leading role in helping to organize the seminar here. Artificial intelligence is an extremely important and interesting aspect of the practice of law in India today. I have personally found that the instruments that we use to assist us in the practice of law have been evolving over the years. When I graduated from law school in the Delhi University Law School in the mid-1980s, we used to consult at best the index to the SCC and other kinds of research materials that were available to us. We used to consult law journals and the like, because that was all that was ready to hand at that time. And we found that we could practice law, but we didn't have the assistance of a vast array of international materials. Then, later, when I was practicing in the United States, I found that we had access to legal databases. With the assistance of keywords, we could then produce case law that was directly on point. That evolution happened in India as well, as you know, with various legal databases, including SCC, All India Reporter, and Manupatra. Today, I find that the help that we need can be got even more quickly from artificial intelligence by typing not keywords, but just typing the issue into any one of these artificial intelligence apps. For example, ChatGPT, Claude, etc. there is, of course, the problem of what is called hallucination. Hallucination is where the AI will manufacture case law, for example, that does not exist. And that brings me to the fundamental problem of artificial intelligence. In the absence of verification by lawyers of what an artificial intelligence act produces, it is not permissible or possible to use it directly in court proceedings. What it can do is to give assistance in understanding the various perspectives on an issue, and it can give initial assistance in terms of some kind of case law. But beyond that, it is not reliable. That's a single sum-up word for AI in the law. However, if we look towards the future, is it possible, and that is the question I think that this seminar intends to address, is it possible to have a universal justice delivery AI that removes all possibilities of human bias and addresses legal problems that come up before the courts in the form of actual disputes with so much precision that there is no need for human intervention anymore? And to that, I say, it is possibly not even a good idea if that can be achieved, for the simple reason that we need the diversity of human thought, the culture in which human beings have grown up, in order to achieve better justice delivery. For example, the problems of women, minorities, if I may say so, oppressed minorities, all of this can be addressed only if we have human beings who have experienced that. No universal AI can attempt to achieve that kind of diversity. And of course, at the end, I must also point out that the human brain is a marvelous thing. Even today, with the assistance of the most sophisticated processors, one cannot achieve what the human brain is capable of in terms of creativity and imagination. Therefore, on that note, I hope to learn a great deal from the discussions that will happen today, as I hope all of you as well will. Thank you very much.
Could I request Prashant Kumar, the President, Bar Association of India, and our partner, please give it to us.
Honorable Chief Justice of India, Shri Shuratanji, Honorable Chief Justice, Karnataka High Court, Shri Vivu Bapuji, Honorable Santosh Hegedeji, former Judge, Supreme Court of India, sitting judges of Karnataka High Court, Delhi High Court, former judges, Mr. Ganguli, Mr. Krishnan Venugopal, Advocate General Kiran Shetty, esteemed colleagues from the bar, ladies and gentlemen. It is my privilege to be part of this seminar on artificial intelligence, prevention and resolution of disputes. There is an old Sanskrit maxim, Nidan Parivarjanam Shreshtham. Avoiding the cause is better than addressing the consequence. And especially for a developing economy like India, which is moving on the trajectory to become a manufacturing economy, we have to look how our legal system, our justice delivery system takes into account value preservation, economic value preservation in the resolution of disputes. And today, the disputes arise not only from breach alone, but from disruption, supply chain breaks, market shift, technology becomes obsolete, people leave, attrition is there. The contract assumes stability, but reality delivers volatility. Just to give very short examples, our client, an international fund, invested in a potential unicorn. However, enterprise came under stress, not due to breach, but due to technological change, weak capital discipline, and erosion of execution capability. Early intervention led to realignment, fresh capital infusion by promoters, and preservation of value without going to dispute. Again, part of group business was taken over to retrieve part of investment without going into dispute cycle. In another case, one of the global media joint venture could not secure an uplinking license. The matter went to TGSAT, then to the High Court, and back again to TGSAT. Capital was burning, fixed costs remained, funding was constrained due to the cap of foreign funding. Now, the solution was not further litigation, but timely restructuring and transition from broadcast to digital. About 230 roles were cut with zero dispute. So that is where the role of AI comes, because in all these scenarios, the main factor that worked was identification of stress at an early stage in the performance of contracts. Then again, our contracts rely on force majeure, but modern disruptions, the kind of which are happening today, do not fit neatly into such clauses. It becomes a contested space of its own. Causation becomes complex, thresholds becomes problematic. The real question is not how we resolve disputes better, but how we prevent them. It is even more important now that India is working to transition to a manufacturing economy where contracts to be successfully performed demand not a breach-oriented structure, but a long-term relational structure and approach which allows playing the joints for dispute prevention. Artificial intelligence tools can allow early detection of stress, financial, operational, supply chain related, technological change related, and human factors. But AI, as Christian pointed out, does not replace judgment. It enhances how to arrive at conclusions. In a world of constant disruption, the real risk is not breach, it is rigidity. The future of law will not be measured by how many disputes we resolve, but how many we prevent. Artificial intelligence tools enhance our capacity. The responsibility to use these tools wisely rests with us. In the end, I'm happy to inform you that the Bar Association of India, which is an organizational member of UIA, has been requested by one of the international organizations to nominate 20 disputes prevention experts and to jointly carry out orientation programs for them. This collaboration will also help us to curate and launch a disputes prevention course under the Bar Association of India Academy. With this, I look forward to joining the deliberations in the working sessions here and stand to be guided and enlightened further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prashant. We are grateful and honored to have Justice Arvind Kumar amongst us, Judge Supreme Court of India. Welcome, my lords. Grateful that you could take out the time. We are indeed grateful to Prashant and Bar Association of India for the wonderful cooperation that they have had with UIA in the past and I'm sure in the years to come. They've had always given an unflinching support to UIA, and with their association I'm sure we'll have a more formidable presence in India. With this, may I request the Advocate General, Mr. Shashikeran Shetty, to please address.
Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, Honorable Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge Supreme Court of India, our own Chief Justice Vibhu Bakru, Honorable Justice Santosh Hegde, former Judge Supreme Court of India, former Lokayukta, Honorable Judges of Karnataka High Court and Delhi High Court, Mr. A.K. Ganguli, Mr. Prashant Kumar, my good friend, Krishnan Venugopal, my friends, and my colleagues in the bar. It is truly an honor to have such a distinguished panel to speak and engage this important and rapidly evolving issue of artificial intelligence in the legal system. I extend a warm and heartful welcome to our Chief Guest, Honorable Chief Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India, whose presence amongst us today underscores the importance that judicial and legal institutions attaches itself to understanding and engaging with emerging technologies. To the UIA India chapter, in collaboration with the Bar Association of India, National Law School University, Karnataka Judicial Academy, and the Arbitration and Conciliation Center, Bangalore, we commend your effort to bringing together this remarkable gathering of legal minds and deliberation on what is undoubtedly the defining technological development in our times. It is fitting that we are having this conversation in India's technology capital is hosting a conversation on artificial intelligence and the law. I can't think of a more fitting background. If we step outside this auditorium, drive 10 minutes in any direction, you will find startup buildings at every AI system we are here to discuss. Today, however, we are here to discuss its impact on the legal profession. For decades, judgments of the Supreme Court of India were delivered and published only in English. This is keeping with Article 348 of the Constitution. But think about what means in practice. A farmer in rural Karnataka or a shopkeeper in Tamil Nadu or a worker in Punjab, when they could not read it, they depended entirely on the lawyers to explain it to them. The law that governed their lives was written in a language they did not understand. In November 2019, the Supreme Court of India, under the leadership of then Chief Justice S.A. Bogde, launched a tool called SUVAS, Supreme Court Vidzik Anuvad Software. It is an AI-empowered translation system trained specifically for legal systems. The idea was simple but ambitious. Use artificial intelligence to translate Supreme Court judgments into Indian languages. At first, the progress was gradual. In January 2023, only 2,000 judgments had been translated. Many people were skeptical. They said AI cannot handle the legal language. They said that translation will be unreliable. They said this is a nice experiment but will not scale. And then something unremarkable happened. By the end of 2023, SUVAS had translated over 50,000 judgments, roughly 36,000 available on the electronic Supreme Court record portal into 8 Indian languages, Hindi being around 37,000 in Hindi, Kannada probably 5,000, Tamil 7,000, Malayalam around 12,000, Punjab, Gujarati and Telugu and more. Today a litigant in Dharwad can read a Supreme Court judgment in Kannada. A petitioner in Amritsar can see it, access it in Punjabi. This is not a small thing. This is access to justice in the truest sense of the word, and it was made possible by artificial intelligence. I share this story because it captures both promise and lesson of AI in the legal field. The promise is clear. AI can do in months what would have taken human translators years, perhaps decades. But the lesson is equally important. The translation is only still carries a disclaimer. They are verified and by a retired judicial officer. Supreme Court understood that the beginning of AI is a tool to assist human judgment, not to replace it. And that principle runs through every AI initiative our courts have undertaken. It is with great admiration we highlighted that the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Suryakant, has taken active and decisive steps to ensure that this integration of AI into our judicial system does not lose the momentum. His Lordship has reconstituted the Supreme Court Artificial Intelligence Committee entrusted with the task of guiding the adoption, development and development AI tools across the Supreme Court and subordinate judiciary. The reconstituted committee is chaired by Honorable Justice P.S. Narasimha, comprising of several judges of different high courts of India. I am proud to note that Honorable Justice Suraj Govindraj of our own High Court is part of it. It starts with overseeing AI initiative with improved efficiency, strengthened accessibility for litigants, and enhanced transparency in court. This is a visionary leadership by our Honorable Chief Justice of India. At this time, with many institutions around the world which are still debating whether to adopt AI, our Chief Justice of India has moved the debate to action, ensuring technology serves the cause and not the other way around. We are deeply grateful for the initiative and the steps as a powerful example of judicial access around the world. AI integrated in the judicial system does not tell the judges what to decide, but acts as an access to pass judgments across judgments and orders. It helps the judges to get the decision faster. The Supreme Court and AI committee has been very clear about this boundary. AI assists the process, but it does not touch adjudication. Therefore, also the question of privacy, where files and clients' information are processed through AI tools, we must ensure that the duty of confidentiality, which is foundation of advocate-client relationship, is not compromised. And perhaps the question that concerns many of us, whether AI replaces lawyers, I do not believe so. AI can only process information at extraordinary speed, but it cannot stand before a judge and make arguments with conviction. As my friend Krishnan was able to state, a human mind, the human experience, AI cannot never replace the factual situation which happens to men and matter day in and day out. It cannot be understood that the human story behind the dispute, anxiety of a litigation, desperation of a family, the complexity of commercial relationship that has broken down. It cannot exercise discretion the way our judges do every day. The practice of law remains at its heart a human profession. Today we stand at the edge of the profound change. We cannot often see what is heard until our act upon it. Today we have the rare opportunity not only to see but to shape. Let us ensure that when AI transforms dispute resolution, it does so on terms we have chosen in service of justice we have defined. I am confident that today's session, which covers everything from digital trade to data privacy, from smart contracts to AI in the judiciary, will go all of much clearer picture where we are and where we need to go. I wish the seminar a very success, and once again, welcome to Bengaluru to all. Thank you very much.
Could I request our guest of honor, Honorable Justice Baku, Chief Justice, Karnataka High Court, to please give his keynote address.
Honorable Justice Shri Surya, Chief Justice of India, Justice Arvind Kumar, Judge of the Supreme Court, Justice Santosh Hegde, the former Judge of the Supreme Court, my brother and sister judges from the Delhi High Court as well as the Karnataka High Court, Mr. Shashikritan Shetty, Advocate General of Karnataka, Mr. Prashant Kumar, Advocate, President Bar Association of India, Mr. Krishnan Venugopal, Senior Advocate, National Representative of India to the UIA, Mr. Ganguli, Senior Advocate and the President, UIA India Chapter, New Delhi, Ms. Mamta Tiwari, Advocate and the Secretary General of UIA India Chapter, New Delhi, Senior Advocates, members of the Bar, students and participants from across the jurisdictions, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. At the outset, I extend my appreciation to the organizers for convening a discussion of such contemporary relevance and importance. This seminar is not merely an academic exercise, it reflects a larger institutional recognition that legal profession today stands at an intersection of law and technology, where traditional doctrines are increasingly being tested against rapid technological advancement. Artificial intelligence, or AI as it's commonly referred to, has in a relatively short span of time moved from the realm of speculation to that of everyday reality. It is no longer confined to the laboratories or theoretical discourse. It is embedded in the systems that govern modern life. From digital assistants and search engines to healthcare systems, financial services, transportation network, and e-commerce platforms, AI has fundamentally altered how we live and we work. The defining characteristics of AI, its ability to learn, to reason, to analyze data, and to solve problems, have enabled efficiencies that were previously unimaginable. Yet, these very capabilities raise profound questions for the legal system. Is AI merely a tool to assist human decision-making, or does it risk displacing the human element altogether? Does it enhance access to justice, or does it introduce new forms of inequality and opacity? These are questions that merit careful and sustained engagement. The legal profession, traditionally grounded in precedent and principle, is now witnessing a paradigm shift. AI-driven tools are increasingly being deployed in legal research, document review, contract analysis, and even predictive assessment of case outcomes. While such developments undoubtedly enhance efficiency, they also challenge the conventional understanding of legal practice. The role of a lawyer is evolving from that of a sole interpreter of law to that of a professional who must also engage with technological systems. One of the most promising aspects of AI lies in its potential to prevent disputes before they arise. By analyzing patterns, predicting risks, and identifying inconsistencies, AI systems can assist in drafting clearer contracts, ensuring compliance, and mitigating potential conflicts. In commercial transactions, AI tools are already being used to streamline supply chains, optimize logistics, and anticipate consumer demand. Such applications not only enhance efficiency, but also reduce the likelihood of disputes arising from ambiguity and miscommunication. However, the preventive role of AI must be approached with caution. Over-reliance on automated systems may obscure the underlying complexities and create a false sense of certainty. It is essential that human oversight remains integral to this process. Equally significant is the role of AI in resolution of disputes. Online dispute resolution, ODR, platforms supported by AI are increasingly being used to facilitate faster and more cost-effective settlements. AI-powered tools can assist in case management, legal research, and even mediation processes. Predictive analytics on providing insight into likelihood of likely outcomes, thereby enabling parties to make informed decisions. Yet the integration of AI into dispute resolution raises critical concerns. The legitimacy of any adjudicatory process rests on principles of fairness, transparency, and accountability. If the decisions are influenced by algorithms and not fully understood or transparent, it may undermine the confidence in the system. The challenge therefore lies in harnessing the benefits of AI while ensuring that these foundational principles are not compromised. Another crucial dimension of AI relates to data protection and privacy. AI systems rely on vast quantities of data, often including personal and sensitive information. The emergence of legislative frameworks such as the Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023 reflects an acknowledgement of the need to regulate the collection and processing and use of data. However, the effectiveness of such frameworks in addressing the unique challenges posed by AI remains an open question. The legal system must ensure that the rights of individuals are protected, even as innovation is encouraged. The potential use of AI within the judiciary is perhaps one of the most sensitive and debated aspects of the technological shift. AI can undoubtedly assist courts in managing caseloads, conducting research, and improving administrative efficiencies. It can help identify relevant precedents, analyze large volumes of data, and streamline procedural aspects. However, the adjudicatory function, namely the application of law to facts, guided by judicial reasoning and the human judgment, must remain exclusively within the domain of judges. As the program of this seminar rightly highlights, the questions of judicial independence, transparency, and legitimacy assume paramount importance in this context. The use of artificial intelligence in judicial processes must be governed by clearly defined principles and appropriate safeguards. The pursuit of efficiency must not come at the expense of fairness. Technological tools are intended to aid the judicial process and must not replace the essential human element that underpins the delivery of justice. The integration of AI into a legal practice also raises important ethical considerations. Lawyers have a duty not only to their clients but to the courts and to the justice system as a whole. The use of AI tools must be consistent with these obligations. Issues such as confidentiality, accuracy, and accountability must be carefully addressed. Lawyers must ensure that they understand the limitations of the tools they use, and their exercise depends on the judgment. Professional standards may need to evolve to reflect these new realities, but the core values of integrity and responsibility must remain unchanged. The involvement of an international organization such as the UIA underscores the global nature of these issues. Such collaboration is essential to ensure that legal frameworks evolve in a manner that is both coherent and responsive to the global challenges. To the participants of this seminar, I would say that you are engaging with an issue that will shape the future of the legal profession. Approach these discussions with an open mind. Engage critically with the ideas presented. Consider not only the possibilities but also the implications. The questions that you explore today will form the legal framework of tomorrow. In conclusion, I once again commend the organizers for convening a seminar and for bringing together a distinguished group of speakers and participants. I extend my best wishes for the success of this seminar. Thank you. Jai Hind.
May I request the chief guest for the seminar, the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Suryakant, to kindly deliver his inaugural address.
My esteemed colleague, Justice Arvind Kumar from Supreme Court of India, Justice Vibhu Bhaku, Honorable the Chief Justice of High Court of Karnataka, Honorable Mr. Justice, a very distinguished personality, Justice M. N. Venkatachalaya, former Chief Justice of India, in absentia, who has joined us online, Honorable Mr. Justice Santosh Hegde, an eminent jurist, former judge of the Supreme Court of India, distinguished sitting and former judges of the High Courts of Karnataka and Delhi, Shri K.K. Venugopal, former Attorney General for India and President of Honor of UIA, also in absentia, but he has joined online, Shri K. Shashikaran Shetty, Senior Advocate and Advocate General for the State of Karnataka, Shri A.K. Ganguli, Senior Advocate and President of UIA India Chapter, Shri Krishnan Venugopal, Senior Advocate and National Representative for India to the UIA, Shri Prashant Kumar, President of the Bar Association of India, very distinguished senior advocates from the Supreme Court and from the Karnataka and Bengaluru Bar Associations, Srimati Mamta Tiwari, Secretary General, UIA India Chapter, Registrar General and other judicial officers of Karnataka High Court, members of the legal fraternity from domestic and international jurisdictions, reputed partners and counsel from leading law firms, my dear students, friends from media, ladies and gentlemen. If I am able to pronounce it even partially correct, then may I say, Ellarigu Nanna Namaskargalu. It is a privilege to address you all today as we inaugurate the Union International Days Advocate India Chapter Seminar on Artificial Intelligence, Prevention and Resolution of Disputes. Let me begin by commending the UIA, a storied and historic organization established a century ago for convening this timely forum. As I can say from the breadth of sessions scheduled today, from digital trade and data protection to contracts, dispute resolution, and the judiciary itself, this is not just a conference in technology, it is a dialogue about the future of law itself. If my memory serves me right, 5 years ago, the big conversation in rooms like this, one was data. 10 years ago, it was globalization. And 20 years ago, it was liberalization. But today, without any doubt, the conversation is artificial intelligence. Over the past couple of years, I have found myself addressing many domestic and international conferences on this very subject. But what strikes me every time is this: we are not merely discussing a new technology, we are confronting a shift that is fundamentally redefining how we understand law, responsibility, and even human judgment itself. And I cannot think of a more fitting place to have this conversation than Bengaluru, a city shaped by the vision of Narprabhu Kempegowda, who laid its foundation not merely as a settlement, but as a space for growth and possibility. A city that began as Bengaluru, a modest town of boiled beans, has over centuries transformed into the technological nerve center of our nation, and indeed one of the world's leading hubs of innovation, a very befitting venue for organizing this event. Ladies and gentlemen, this transformation of when I talk of Bengaluru was not accident. It was the product of foresight, of openness to change, and of a willingness to embrace new ideas even before their full potential was understood. That, I believe, is the enduring lesson that city offers us today. Progress does not come from waiting for certainty. It comes from engaging with the unknown head-on with clarity and conviction. And that is precisely the approach we must adopt as we confront the meteoric rise of AI. In many ways, this is not an unfair territory for the law when I talk of technological evolution. Within a single professional lifeline, most judges and lawyers in this room, including myself, have already lived through multiple waves of technological change, each of which at its time seemed to challenge the way we work and think. We have moved from handwritten pleadings and dictated judgments to typewriters, to computers, and now to fully digitized courtrooms and e-filing systems. Each of these transitions in its time appeared disruptive, perhaps even unsettling. Some even triggered genuine anxiety about machines replacing human ideas, roles, or worse, diluting the human core of justice itself. And yet, if you look back today, those fears seem largely misplaced. The law has not only survived, it has adapted, endured, and thrived. That, my dear friends, is because the legal system has never progressed by resisting change, but only by acclimatizing to it. In that sense, I find it reassuring to view artificial intelligence not as an isolated disruption, but as the next logical step in a long and continuous journey of technological evolution in law. All the same, I must acknowledge that there is something fundamentally different about this AI movement. While the technologies we embraced in the past were largely tools, AI has gone a step further by attempting to replicate our reasoning. Its capabilities continue to surprise us. It can sift through a vast body of precedents in seconds, identify patterns, generate drafts, translate across languages, and even suggest possible outcomes. In fact, artificial intelligence gives the impression, not entirely inaccurately, that it can even think. And that is what makes the shift both extraordinary and deeply complex. For the first time, we are engaging with a system that operates in the very space we have until now reserved exclusively for human judgment. And this then brings me to what I believe is the central question before us today, namely, if artificial intelligence is capable of analyzing, predicting, and even suggesting outcomes, what is then left for a human judge? Why is it that across jurisdictions and across generations, we continue to repose our faith in a system that we ourselves admit is not perfect? One that is sometimes slow, sometimes burdened, and certainly not omniscient. Why we have not replaced it? Ladies and gentlemen, the answer to my mind is both simple and profound. It is because the law is not merely a system of rules, it is a system of judgment. And judgment, in its truest sense, is not an exercise in computation, it is an exercise in consensus. Every day, courts are called upon to decide questions that simply cannot be reduced by data points. The liberty of an individual, the dignity of a citizen, the future of a child, and the fate of a family are too dear to human civilization to be relegated to algorithms. They are not problems that lend themselves to optimization. They require empathy, compassion, context, lived experiences, and above all, a sense of moral responsibility. And let us always remember that artificial intelligence, for all its remarkable capabilities, does not possess these qualities. It may identify patterns, but it cannot understand suffering. It may generate an answer, but it cannot explain the human weight behind that answer. And most importantly, it cannot be held accountable in the way that a human judge can. That is why for the times to come, I find it difficult to imagine a courtroom where the final decision on the life and liberty of a person rests with a pre-programmed machine. Having said that, to acknowledge the limits of artificial intelligence is not to deny its immense potential. My recent interactions with global stakeholders in the India AI Summit in New Delhi only reinforced one simple reality. The question is no longer whether artificial intelligence will shape our systems. The only question left is how responsibly we choose it to shape. One of artificial intelligence's greatest strength is its ability to bring predictability and efficiency to systems that have long struggled with uncertainty. Today, artificial intelligence can analyze vast volumes of data, flag anomalies, and identify risk long before they crystallize into disputes. In that sense, artificial intelligence presents with a tectonic offer. It always allows us to move gradually from a reactive model of justice to a more preventive one, a system where disputes are not merely resolved after they arise, but increasingly anticipated and avoided. In my opinion, the potential of artificial intelligence can be meaningfully harnessed to serve the ultimate consumer of justice, regardless of the form they approach. Used thoughtfully, artificial intelligence can help litigants better understand court structures, procedures, and the progress of their cases from the stage of filing and first appearance to the delivery of judgment and decree. Especially on the grassroots level, this has the capacity to significantly improve awareness, accessibility, and ease of participation in the justice delivery system. If used correctly, technology can empower individuals, giving them greater confidence to engage with the legal process. In fact, we are already seeing this shift within our own institutions. Mr. Shetty, Learned Advocate General, very elaborately referred to SUAS, launched by Supreme Court, which translates judgment into 16 languages, and we are making efforts to ensure that our judgments are translated in all the regional languages of India. We have also introduced SUPACE at the, almost it is finalized, to assist judges by identifying relevant materials from vast bodies of law, allowing for more focused deliberations, and even at the filing stage, newer systems are being developed to detect defects at the outset, ensuring that matters come before the court in a more structured and complete form. But its role does not end here. We are already seeing its impact in legal research, where what once took days can now be done in minutes. More importantly, it is beginning to reshape the space of alternative dispute resolution, as was pointed out by the Chief Justice also, that on online the alternative dispute resolution mechanisms are now gaining quite popularity. But I don't want to use the word alternate. Normally I always use the word other dispute resolutions, because I have never said that mediation or arbitration are alternate to the conventional system. For example, in mediation, artificial intelligence tools can help identify common ground, analyze negotiation patterns, and even they can suggest structured settlement framework based on past outcomes. So in mediation it can be extremely helpful. There are several other online dispute resolution platforms supported by such technologies hold the promise of faster, more accessible, and cost-effective justice, particularly for smaller disputes that may otherwise never reach the formal and conventional court system. At the same time, this development must be approached with a degree of caution. These tools are not infallible and may occasionally produce inaccurate or non-existent information. Mr. Venugopal rightly pointed out that when you suddenly produce a lot of precedents and other pleadings, where is the accountability and where is the certification of their being genuine? So that's one challenge that needs to be kept in mind, because this makes it all more important to ensure careful verification and continued oversight even as we embrace this potential tool. Which brings me now to the next, when we talk of adaptation to stewardship of artificial intelligence, and more pertinent question is how to do it. This is no longer a debate about whether artificial intelligence should be embraced or resisted, for that stage is now behind us. The real question is, how do we govern it? The task before us is one of careful calibration. Artificial intelligence must be integrated in a way that strengthens the system without overshadowing it. It can assist in managing volume, identifying patterns, and reducing delay, but it must not encroach upon the core function of judgment itself. Because if that line is blurred, we risk creating a system that is efficient but no longer transparent or accountable. And that is a trade-off the law simply cannot afford to make. This precaution, once we keep in mind, I think artificial intelligence can undoubtedly serve as a powerful tool for all stakeholders of the justice delivery system. The final determination, however, must remain a human function. It is ultimately for the judge, guided by reason and experience, to speak through orders in court, and not for an algorithm to pronounce outcome to anxious litigants. And if I can leave you with a final image, think of the law as a compass and technology as the terrain through which we travel. Yet the terrain may change, sometimes gradually, sometimes dramatically. It may become more complex, more unpredictable, and at times more difficult to navigate. Artificial intelligence is a part of that changing terrain. It can open new pathways, shorten distances, and reveal patterns that were previously invisible. But it cannot tell us where to go. That direction must always come from the compass. And in the life of the law, that compass has always been human judgment, guided by equity and compassion, tempered by experience, and anchored in the enduring values of justice. I wish this program very success and congratulate Shri Ganguli and his entire team for organizing this wonderful event. Before I take you leave, I would like to make another attempt of belatedly wish you all Yugadi Habda Subhashya Galu. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, Lordships, for that very profound address and the thoughtful remarks that you made. This gets us almost to the end of the session. It's my privilege and honor to give the vote of thanks. We are grateful to Honorable Justice Suryakant, the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Thakur, the Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court, for his relentless support in organizing this seminar. We are also grateful to Karnataka Judicial Academy, Honorable Justice Jayant Banerjee, Honorable Justice and Srimati H.R. Radha, the Director, Karnataka Judicial Academy, for having given us. May I request the dignitaries on and off the dais to please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे